Guys, Brian back here with another Kaspa update. We are getting also close to that weekly RSI resetting here. Right now we're at a 1.9 and a 7.72, okay? I believe we might have a little bit more down here before we come up. And the reason for that basically is if we go over to Bitcoin, all right, and look at this thing. Let's zoom out here, okay? If we look back through here on the weekly, okay, number one, there is no support through here. There's no reason this thing should get hung up right here, okay? If we look back through support for this thing, once again, this is on the weekly chart, right? There's nothing through here to hold Bitcoin here, okay? So it has no reason, number one, to bottom out here. I believe it's going to pull down to that, 24.3 to $25,000 area here before we get this bounce out of here. Now if we go over to the DXY, I want to show you this. All this ties together, okay? This DXY on the weekly right now, look at that RSI on it down there at the bottom, okay? This thing has just reset, all right, and is heading up. Now we know with a rising dollar means a falling Bitcoin and a falling crypto market, okay? I expect this thing to retrace. Hopefully it gets rejected up here at this 702 level, up at 103.8, and then hopefully rolls over from there. If we look at it on the daily chart, it's getting pretty high, okay, on that RSI. So at some point here, this thing is going to take a tumble, okay? I believe that's when Bitcoin is going to get its bounce. But in the meantime, as this thing rises, I believe it's going to pull Bitcoin down to that $25,000 level that we're looking at, okay? So right now, in the meantime, this thing could get a bounce through the rest of the day. I'm doing this video on Sunday at 5 o'clock on the eastern coast of the United States. So like I said, in the meantime, this could get a bounce. If we go through the smaller time frames, like the 4-hour is overextended on this thing. It needs a correction. The higher time frames, the 12-hour is still on its way up, okay, and the 8-hour, I'm not saying it couldn't bounce from here. Anything's possible. That's just how this market goes, but there's just no support through here to grab it, okay, to hold this thing up right now, okay? It's like, building a house, you can't build a whole house with a couple boards, okay? The main structure is down here for this thing, all right? That's where so this zone through here that I have marked out, there's nothing in here to catch this thing, all right? Now if we go back to Kaspa, if the Bitcoin pulls down, obviously this thing is going to pull down, okay? One of the nice things is we're forming this falling wedge, which is definitely one of my favorite patterns to trade with, okay? This thing, I love falling wedges, all right? If it's going the other way, if it's a rising wedge, that's just bad news, all right? Them things break down 9 out of 10 times. Falling wedges seem to break to the upside, about 80% of the time. So we could get that fake out to the bottom here and then the bust back up through. Let's look at the smaller time frames, like the 4-hour. Okay, let me see here. I was saying that we could possibly do something like this on the last video. Let me grab my pen here. Okay, this thing could come down, grab this support back to the left there, and then bounce back up through here. Okay, that'd be the most logical thing for me seeing come out of here. You see a lot of fake outs to the downside with these falling wedges. A lot of times they'll break through the structure, get people to sell the market, and then they'll bounce back up through and take off, all right? Kaspa has that major support right through here, okay? So it could pull down to this zone, could only pull down to this zone here at 0.017 down to the, 0.014. All right, anywhere in this area is fantastic support for this thing, okay? I'm not saying it cannot hold up right here, but that 4-hour, you can see the 4-hour RSIs the whole way at the top. If we go through the 12 and the 8, the 12 is getting about 3/4 of the way up, and the 8-hour is getting near the top here, okay? But the daily and the weekly on this thing are just reset. You can see the daily down at the bottom there. That thing is just reset and ready to head up. And that weekly, that's the two we want to pay the most attention to right now, okay? And that weekly is just about reset on this thing. I want to show you some volume and stuff that's going on right now with Kaspa. You can see right here the volume is up 44%. So there's definitely some buyers stepping in right here, okay? 44% volume, up $13 million in the last 24 hours. All right, now you can see why I get confused on this thing sometimes. CoinMarketCap has it ranked as number 216. Why? I don't know. I don't know why they do that, but you know, if you go to the top 100 cryptos, 400. What's our market cap? 406 million. Let's take a look here real quick. 406 million would put us where? It's in the bottom half here, but still it's in the top 100. It would put us up with Flare, you know. Flare's at 414. Thorchain is at 385. So it would put us at number 91. I don't understand why it has it ranked as 216. But let's go over the news here. And the Kaspa news, not a lot out there right now. The new exchange listing on Uphold was on May 11th. On May 9th was BitGet. Then it went down through KuCoin. That's one I love on May 5th there. I do a lot of trading on KuCoin. Love KuCoin. If we go over to the Twitter account here, seen something pretty cool here earlier. Kaspa accepted here. King's Cross Hotel in Istanbul, Turkey. You can pay there with Kaspa to use, rent a room there now. So I thought that was kind of cool. Go down through here. Thanks for the warm welcome on Uphold, and thanks for making crypto more accessible to the masses. Kaspa tweeted that out to Uphold. It says here, we're committed to bringing you new projects to discover, like Kaspa currency. Yeah, go down through, and then it goes back to May 11th, the listing on Uphold, called May 10th. So nothing really new on the Twitter account there, but go over the crypto bubbles for the day. Here's your daily. There's costs up at 7%, and the hourly. You got some a lot of green out there, but I'm sure these are a lot of these are going to start turning red for these RSIs getting up there pretty high. So we just got to wait this out, guys. Like I said, on the weekly, this thing by tomorrow, Monday morning, is when this thing should just, I believe it should be reset tomorrow morning on this weekly. So I believe we have just a little bit more down pressure to go here, and this thing should be reset and ready to go. But we're going to follow Bitcoin down to that 25,000. That's just the way it goes. When Bitcoin plummets, it pulls everything down, and as long as that dollar is still rising, looks like it has a little bit ways up to go here, okay? Hopefully it gets rejected at that 618 or 702 area, but you can see that daily RSI, or the weekly RSI on it is heading up, but the daily is getting very overextended on this thing. So hope that 618, 702 should be the rejection area, and then once that starts falling, crypto will start going up. So all right, guys, thank you so very much. I'll see you in a day or two, and hopefully when we're back here we have some major price action going on. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.